everyone, and welcome to another tips and tricks video for the Bushcat kit build. Today we're going to talk about sails, lacing, fuselage, covering up basically some of the parts like your flaps and so on. So one thing to mention is that the manual does let you know at the beginning of the manual how you can utilize some tools or modify some tools to make it a little bit easier for you. So the lacing seems to be kind of one of those things that are the most tedious. One of the things they talk about is modifying long nose needle pliers. And what you're doing with those is that you're actually going to be grinding down the edges to make it smooth. Because what you're going to use the needle nose plier for is when you're trying to make the lacing taut, you're essentially bringing it through the cross and you're twisting in order to make it tight. And these needle nose pliers help in that purpose, so you don't have to necessarily pull so much, but let the pliers do the work. And the reason for rounding it off is so that it doesn't pull on your string. So things like that. You're also going to need a solder iron. There's some parts in the manual that talk about making some holes in the fabric, like the front sections here, top, bottom, and the two sides require you to actually make some holes in the fabric. And sometimes you might need to just kind of sort of call it deburr some of the holes that might be a little too small that come from the factory already pre-punched.
Before you put the sails on, I want to mention baby powder. If you sprinkle baby powder inside there, it allows the fabric to slide on the frame better, so that way all you have to do is just pull and tighten, and it's going to tighten up to sound like a drum.
Yeah, that's how tight you want things to be. So it's almost certain parts like the flaps or the ailerons, some of the fabric gets really close. I mean, to the point where sometimes you don't see a gap at all. This is a flap, and this is about as far as we were able to get it to make it that nice tight sound. What else, Jeremy?
Eventually the same thing with follow the rules, follow the instructions for putting on the fuselage sail. Once you get it on, it's going to be nice and tight like this. You do hear a little bit of rattle. That's because you have to add your inserts on the inside to make that sound. But once you do so, as you can see, it's all nice and tight, pulled tight, pulled solid. So you should be all good there. So other than that, baby powder.
So that covers a little bit about sails and covering the fabric up, and certainly techniques about lacing. We'll see you next time for some more tips and tricks videos. Thanks for watching.
So there's one more thing that I'd like to say, and this is very important, so just remember this. So, if you remember out of anything I just said, this is it.